Oh, good morning, everyone, or afternoon or evening, wherever you are. Hi, Mr. Reality.
Hello.
Oh, that was very quiet. Hello. Thank you for coming to the CTT. We really appreciate it. And I just wanted to run through what we got this morning. I was up very early this morning, doing a CTT session, and it was really interesting. Okay, so what I got this morning was Liz is up at the crack of dawn. Just know that, and they're like, oh, do you want to, there's plenty, the trunk loads of food in Margarita, right? I'm talking about a party that happened over the weekend. I was like, no, I don't drink because I get up so early to start work. But anyway, so the session that I had this morning with somebody in our group. Oh my God, what a great session. It made me really understand what's going on here. So it was a past life regression CTT, which that is where the powerhouse stuff is, right? This stuff that we do here on a Monday morning, it's fantastic. But the real powerhouse kapow, fireworks are the CTT sessions that incorporate the past life regression. Okay. So we got a fish, and the fish ended up dying in the water. There was no way out. It was just like swimming around in circles. It was out of options. And it was like, I'm going to die here. I don't have anyone to help me. So, of course, the fish dies and it's like floating at the top of the water. And it says, I give up. I'm lost. I'm confused. I'm running out of time. I've exhausted all options. I'm afraid to go back to the earth plane. Okay, what does that mean exactly? Well, a lot of times when you're doing these CTT sessions, what we find is those immediate emotions that are occurring when the soul is separating from the body. Okay. And it's those immediate thoughts, those immediate emotions are so profound. Okay, they're just so big. They're so impactful when going forward and planning the next lifetime. So it was like, you know, I'm afraid to go back to the earth plane. That was huge. And then what we got as we continued tapping through the rounds, the soul does not understand the concept of time. Now, you would think with all the lifetimes that we have down here, at some point the soul would understand the concept of time, but it really doesn't. And then the person asked, well, how much of the time, since my soul has been in existence, has it actually spent here on the earth plane? Well, it was very small. It was like 25%. So a majority of our time is spent in the spirit world. And when we have that majority in the spirit world, right? There's no time up there. There's no space, right? They don't have a clock. They don't have the sun going around the earth, none of that. It's irrelevant. Time is totally irrelevant. But what does that do for us here? Well, it creates all these conflicts, right? Because we in the here and now, like you being Mr. Reality and me being Liz, okay, we are only in existence, this level of consciousness, for a finite period of time, okay? This will come to an end for us. So we're in a race against the clock. We want to do this. We want to do that. We got to get this done. I want to achieve this. I've got so much to do. And oftentimes, the concept of time, like, why is everything taking so long? What is going on? We're starting to get really frustrated. And because when you start to look in the life plan, the soul has not taken into consideration the concept of time. Okay. It just thinks, well, these consciousness beings that the soul creates, they're a dime a dozen. Who cares? If we don't get it done in this lifetime, we'll just do it in the next, or maybe the next 10. Yeah, it's really no big deal. But for us here on the earth plane, it is a massive deal. because we know we're up against the clock. Okay. And so what we got was, well, does the soul actually value that? Just say me as an example. Does my soul actually value that I am Liz in this lifetime? I'm trying to do what I think on a conscious mind level is very important. And oftentimes this is as a result of manifestation or trying to manifest, right? And I've got so much to do because I'm limited. The soul is not limited. The soul is unlimited. So the soul is like, yeah, whatever. And so now what we came to the conclusion of was, and this is for most souls out there, the souls do not have any sense of urgency whatsoever, right? They're not in a hurry. They don't care. They're indifferent. And we're over here like trying to race through everything. They don't care about that. And it's not saying that you have a terrible soul because that's the way your soul operates. It's just, it is what it is, right? That's the way it is. Hindsight is a fine thing for the soul. Foresight, the soul, what we got in the session was it wasn't really looking into, so for instance, this person wants to have this career and wants to, accumulate wealth and wants to have a really healthy body and there's a lot of things here. A lot of times those sort of things that we're struggling with today that we need in this lifetime, you guys already know this, the soul has not had to really work with those concepts before. The soul is used to working with the concept of, oh, okay, I need to live near water, so I'm going to pitch up, next to the river, and we'll just kind of, cut some trees down somehow and or make mud huts or whatever, and we fish and we forage for food, and we have to deal with harsh winters, and that's what we do. We have, if you're female, your big job was childbirth and raising the children, and if you're male, your big job was providing for that lifestyle, providing, making sure everybody was fed and watered adequately. And there were a lot of times people were starving. um but that was it. This thing that we're doing now, I got to have a degree. I got to have a master's degree. I got to have a PhD. I got to have a certain amount of square foot home. I got to have money to live. I need money to deal with inflation. Do you think the souls actually know what inflation is? They have no idea. Okay. No concept. They don't get it, right? We need this. We need that. We got to do this. We got to do that. We got to set ourselves up for the future. We need money for that. Education is very important. Souls don't know what education is. They've only had maybe 2 or 3 lifetimes prior to the one you're living in now that had education. Most people didn't know how to read or write. And that is if you've had a lifetime in probably the last 200 or 300 years. If you're lucky, if you're lucky. A lot of people didn't know how to read or write until probably the last 50, 60, no, maybe more than that, maybe 75 years, right? Most people were pretty much ignorant. So you can't beat your soul up about the fact that it doesn't understand these concepts, right? Particularly the concept of time. But what you can do is you can send information. Again, this is another thing to send to the soul to, you need to understand that I'm in a race against the clock. You have to have some sort of concept of time. It's not just unlimited, because going forward, you may not have this opportunity again. Who's to say CTT will be around in the next lifetime or whatever modality? Who's to say that you will be working on consciousness expansion. You could be growing up in an era, and most likely we all will. We're sit there plugging stuff into the AI. The AI is thinking for us, and we already got that the consciousness will shrink down, right? It's not going to keep expanding like it has been because it's going to take away the ability to critically think. So therefore, you're going to have to bust through those brain barriers, those unlocking the brain, the consciousness expansion, just to even figure out who you are, right? So, who's to say that you'll ever come to this opportunity ever again? So this reinstalling, it's not even a reinstallation, actually. It's about making the soul understand this concept of time, because that is where the souls fail so much. They fail us so much in the concept of time. It's just crazy. We're trying to manifest, 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 and it's not really working because they're just like, yeah, whatever. They're in their rocking chair, they're sitting back there, and they are just taking it easy with their feet up. So anyway, what we're going to do today is we are going to work on the concept of time. Please, Mr. Reality, would you explain what we do?
Sure. We're going to repeat aloud with me what Liz says, and you're going to repeat, kind of cross your arms in front of you and tap your arms bilaterally, 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1, to try and rewire your brain and get those negative feelings spoken and aloud. And then we're going to, at the end, transmute the energy. But we're going to work with our spirit guide, our spirit team, and we're going to try and do a reprogramming of our brain to see what happens this week after our meditation. And I was just thinking, we think everything is us right now, but in looking at the whole nature and the scope and the gargantuanness of the soul, we're like a drop of water in a bucket of water. So we have that sense that everything is important, everything has to happen to us right now, but the soul's like, we'll take care of it. So we're going to cross our arms bilaterally, and you can tap on your bicep or tricep with a 1 2 3 cadence, 1 2 3 cadence, or you can raise your arms, sorry, your legs up and down. If you can't tap by yourself, you can make modifications to it.
There. Okay, this must be. Okay, so we're having a little technical difficulties. Well, that is a good sign that this is going to be a good session. We know this now. Sorry. So yes, where you want to be is where Mr. Reality is. Okay. I'm going to say the phrase. You repeat after me. You need to be where Mr. Reality is, tapping as we're going through each round. Okay. Once we open, please do not leave. If you leave before closing, we are not responsible to whatever happens to you if you cannot close properly. If it is an emergency, quickly go onto the YouTube channel, the Consciousness Transformation Technique channel, which is where you are now. Find a closing and use the closing. Doesn't matter which one. It's just very, very important that you close. If you do not know what we are doing, please use YouTube University. It is your best friend. Type in the search engine George Duisman, Duisman. He's the creator of CTT. Put in George Duisman, CTT. You can find a couple of videos there where George is in his rocking chair and he's tapping. You don't have to necessarily watch the entire video. You just can get the gist of what's going on. Okay? If you are prone to seizure activity, do not attempt to do this CTT. Go find a different modality. Most likely the CTT can and will make you have a seizure. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and open. Thank you, Mr. Reality, for hosting again today. We really appreciate it. You controlling the room. If you have something, drop it in the chat. Please do not message me direct. All right, so we're going to work on this concept of time within the soul today because it was just so important. I was like, yeah, this makes total sense to me. All right, so let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest
easily and joyfully manifest
an optimum etheric pyramid,
an optimum etheric pyramid,
as well as
as well as
an optimum etheric Faraday
an
cage
optimum etheric Faraday cage
for the empowerment and protection of each one of us.
for the empowerment and protection of each one of us.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, body, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
Okay, next round, treasures. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest
easily and joyfully manifest
the optimum ability to see,
the optimum ability to see,
recognize,
recognize,
use, and enjoy
use, and enjoy
the treasures in and all around us.
the treasures in and all around us.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, body, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
All right. And the last part, which is the most important part, and thank you all for being here today. We really appreciate it. The most important part is being responsible with energy. If you are undertaking any sort of healing, whether you're doing it or you're getting it done, facilitated by a practitioner, and they're not doing this step, you can do this step before you have that healing, okay? Just to make sure. If they're doing energy removal, right? And they're not following these steps, it's not going to be good, okay? Because they're leaving your energy field with holes. You need to fill in the space. Don't just rely on Archangel Michael and all these people to come or and beings to take care of it, okay? You need to take care of it. All right, so let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There's a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest
easily and joyfully manifest
the optimum activation
the optimum activation
of all of our spiritual helpers and divine teams.
of all of our spiritual helpers and divine team.
They will immediately take away any and all negative energy.
They will immediately take away any and all negative energy.
They will immediately transport it into the spirit world.
They will immediately transport it into the spirit world.
And they will transmute it into white light positive karma back into the universe.
And they will transmit it into white light positive karma back into the universe.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now. Oh, sorry. That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us and them now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us and them now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our mind, body, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
Okay, let's all take a deep breath. And this just helps to align us to the energy for right now. It will help remove the energy later on in the session. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it. It is done.
Okay, so the words are going to be easily and joyfully manifest the optimum ability to send information to, no, to convince our souls that timing, the importance of timing, that what, how would we word that, Mr. Reality? The importance, or there's, we need them to understand that, okay, to convince our souls that we are valued, okay, there's value in our existence, is a lot of value in our current existence, and time is of the utmost importance. Does that sound good? Without any negative consequence. Sorry, I just did this morning. I haven't even had a chance to put the wording together. Like literally an hour before we started, maybe an hour and a half. Okay. And then I need a brain break. Okay. Importance of limited time. And yeah, certainly. Yeah. All right, let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest
easily and joyfully manifest
the optimum ability
the optimum ability
to send information
to send information
and to convince our souls
and to convince our soul
that there is a lot of value
that there's a lot of value
in our current existence,
in our current existence,
and time is of the utmost importance
and time is of the utmost importance
without any negative consequences.
without any negative consequences.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, body, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it. It is done.
Okay, what did you get?
I I think I saw like the tube that takes you up, but it presented itself as like a glass elevator that we can't see outside of. You know, if you think of a glass elevator, it's not all 360 glass, but I was in this 360 glass tube going up. So that's why I thought
Mm.
it reminded me of the disincarnation tube. So the outside, what's outside of those tubes when we go up back up to the spirit world? Like we see what's out there, but it's fake.
Okay. What is the importance of the tube? Yeah, time. Yeah, I was thinking that Willy Wonka. I
Ah.
was like, yeah, this sounds like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Yeah, like why? Yeah, because it's like, it's just a flash. Oh, gotcha. Okay. What I'm getting is from that description is that it's just a flash. We are nothing. Our lives now are just a mere flash in the pan, right? It's just not important. And I got the same thing. Okay. I got souls do not understand time. It just sees us as like a blip on the timeline. Um, yeah, it really just doesn't give us enough credit for who we are as conscious beings, right? And I also got the soul wants to stay in charge. All right, if you guys get something, drop it in the chat. All right, let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
let go and heal.
let go and heal.
We are stuck in the glass elevator.
We are stuck in the glass elevator.
Once it's over, it's over.
Once it's over, it's over.
There's no going back.
There is no going back.
There's nothing we can do.
There's nothing you can do.
We cannot repeat that lifetime as the person that we are
We
or
cannot
were.
repeat that lifetime as the person that we are.
That part of us has died.
That part of us has died.
Onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards.
Very little importance attached to that lifetime.
There's very little importance attached to that lifetime.
Souls do not understand time.
Souls do not understand time.
They just see it as a flash in the pan.
They just see it as a flash in the pan.
It's just a blip.
It's just a blip.
It doesn't, souls do not give us enough credit for who we are
Souls do not give us enough credit for who we are
as conscious mind beings.
as conscious mind beings.
Our existence is important to the conscious mind,
Our existence is important to the conscious mind,
but not to the soul.
but not to the soul.
The soul wants to stay firmly in charge.
The soul wants to stay firmly in charge.
It doesn't want to take guidance from a conscious mind.
It doesn't want to take guidance from a conscious mind.
It's rolling its eyes at us.
It is rolling its eyes at us.
It doesn't really care.
It doesn't care.
We are just minimal. We are minimal.
We are minimal.
There's no great importance to our current existence.
There is no great importance to our current existence.
What else?
We are but a drop in the bucket.
We are but a drop in the bucket. We are a grain of sand.
We are a grain of sand.
In the grand scheme of things, our consciousness will die.
In the grand scheme of things, our consciousness will die.
What else?
It's futile.
It's futile. Why are we so concerned?
Why are we so concerned?
It's not up to us.
It's not up to us.
What's the hurry?
What is the hurry?
The soul is saying, like, I'm not listening to that.
I'm not listening to that.
It's not going to listen to us.
The soul does not listen to us.
It is afraid of losing the real me.
Oh, yawning. I'm sorry. The soul is afraid of losing the real me.
Yawning is good, by the way. It's good. It means it's an energy release. We are in a hurry to do nothing.
We are in a hurry to do nothing.
The soul is taking its time.
The soul is taking its time.
The soul does not appreciate the conscious mind pain that we go through.
The soul does not appreciate the conscious mind pain that we go through.
It's indifferent.
It is indifferent.
It's part of the plan.
It's part of the plan.
Anything else?
Our life is a fourth and goal, and our soul doesn't care.
Our life is a fourth and goal, and our soul does not care. For those of you outside
It's a
of the USA,
American
we'll
football
have to
reference
explain
there.
that.
Yeah.
Right, American football. What else?
Nothing ever
This is
works out.
nothing ever works out. This is only a very small portion of who I really am.
This is only a very small portion of who I am.
There's a lot of fear
There is a lot of fear.
in allowing this conscious mind to take over and input.
It allowing this conscious mind to take over and influence.
Hmm. It does not serve us to judge time negatively.
It does not serve us to judge time negatively.
What is time anyway?
What is time anyway?
Who cares?
Who cares?
Hmm. Let's finish this round out. That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our mind, body, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
What did you get?
I got this image of the swallows of Capistrano, who annually, at a certain time, begin their 6,000-mile journey. I think it's from San Juan to California or California to San Juan, but that's how I feel right now. Like, it's time. I got to do it right now. They're like migratory birds. You can set your watch to them.
Hmm. Okay. And that journey is a long one.
It's long. Yeah. For a bird. I mean, it's 6,000. Yeah. Really long.
Okay. What I got from that was we do not appreciate the process and we have zero respect for the process.
But
Okay.
they have no
I
respect
got
for our process. It goes both
right.
ways.
It should go both ways, right? Again, you are so right. It's like the soul's almost like very self-absorbed. It's my way or the highway. It has to be communication. It has a two, it has to be a two-way street, a two open communication here. Yeah, the soul is like, really, I'm in charge. You don't tell me what to do. You're not the one that makes the decisions around here. And that's true. As a conscious being, a conscious mind being, we didn't make all the decisions, before we came down here. Our conscious mind being was developed as we are going through the process. Okay, so now we're at this point, which is, okay, soul, hey, you're great. I love you. Thank you for life and giving, gratitude to the soul. But we need to be able to have some input here. And the soul is very resistant to that. Because when we got that manifestation process that was, you know, even if all your variables line up in the universal consciousness and it's ready to manifest, it still has to hit that time barrier, right? Because time is another mathematical equation. And when the two, your manifestation equation hits the time and the time barrier, they start to solve the equation, and then your manifestation can and will materialize, right? But how long are we going to wait? It's kind of like somebody, the kind of people that, and I'm sure we've all come across someone like this in our life. Um, they've worked so hard to achieve something, and maybe it happens while they're on their deathbed or right before they die, and they don't even get to enjoy it. So that concept of You need to understand that we are in a time crunch, and also we deserve to enjoy our manifestations. We deserve to enjoy things that we want. See, the soul is like, yeah, what's enjoyment? That doesn't really matter. Having fun here on the earth plane to a lot of souls, not all, but to a lot of souls none of this stuff really matters, because what the soul is trying to achieve is to go through the ascension process as fast as possible so it doesn't have to keep coming down here on the earth plane. It's kind of like, well, once I get, say you're trying to manifest, I don't know, $1,000. Well, once I get my $1,000, everything's going to be fine, right? The soul is thinking in the same terms. Once I just get to be on this reincarnation cycle, everything's going to be fine. Who cares what the particulars are? I'm just trying to get to the goal. Hmm. Very, very, very interesting. Okay. Let's keep going. Okay. All right, let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to. I don't know what
There
happened
is
to
a part
Mr.
of all of
Riel.
us that knows how to. I pressed the wrong
Let
button.
go and heal.
Let go and heal.
We do not appreciate the process.
We do not appreciate the process.
We have zero respect for the process.
We have zero respect for the process.
The soul is self absorbed.
The soul is self-absorbed.
It doesn't respect us or our journeys
It does not respect us or our journey
or the process that we as individuals have to go through.
or the process that we as individuals have to go through.
It's just concerned about the end result.
It's just concerned about the end result.
Our lifetime is insignificant.
Our lifetime is insignificant.
It's just another rung on a very long ladder.
It's just another rung on a very long ladder.
It's meaningless.
It is meaningless.
What else?
It doesn't even matter in the end.
It doesn't even matter in the end. You will be long forgotten about.
You will be long forgotten about.
Eventually, no one will know your name,
Eventually, no one will know your name,
what you did,
what you did,
what you achieved,
what you achieved,
what impact you made.
what impact you made, unless you're in a reincarnation video Liz and I do with old-time photo probes. But yes,
Um, it just, yeah, right. It really doesn't matter.
it doesn't even matter.
You will, okay, so the soul is coming back now saying, you will not rush me.
You will not rush me.
You will not make me hurry.
You will not make me hurry.
I do things in my own time and not yours.
I do things in my own time, and we don't want to give what his saying, the soul is saying. We're manifesting our
I
thing.
know, I know. We got to get rid of that, right? We got to get rid of those negatives that the soul is like carrying around. I'm not willing to compromise.
I'm not willing to compromise.
What else?
I can't move forward. I have to ponder my future.
I can't move forward. I have to ponder my future. Your conscious mind achievements are meaningless.
Your conscious mind achievements are meaningless.
What else?
I cannot surrender.
I cannot surrender. I refuse to work on your level.
I refuse to work on your level.
You don't understand.
You don't understand.
The conscious mind is blocked from all knowing.
The conscious mind is blocked from all knowing.
So, how can you possibly know better than the soul?
So how can we possibly know better than the soul?
Just face the challenges and get on with it.
Just face the challenges and get on with it.
You always think in extremes.
You always think in extremes.
And you always make things sound worse than what they actually are.
and you always make things sound worse than they actually are.
You don't have that full understanding
You don't have that full understanding
that the soul has.
that the soul has.
What else?
There will be time for healing later.
There will be time for healing later. Oh, the soul is only concerned with quantity, not quality.
The soul is only concerned with quality, not quantity.
No, quantity, not quality.
Quantity, not quality.
We need to relax our perspectives.
We need to relax our perspective.
We cannot solve everything from our perspective.
We cannot solve everything from our perspective.
Mm. The soul is refusing to give up
The soul is refusing to give up
and give in.
and give in.
Anything else?
The soul is backing us into a corner.
The soul, oh, all the time. The soul regularly backs us into many corners. Yes. What else?
We're not always in control because we
We're
don't know
not
any better.
always we're not always in control because we don't know any better. The soul is not going to give up its leadership.
The soul is not going to give up its leadership.
It wants to be firmly in charge.
It wants to be friendly and in charge.
Firmly in charge.
Firmly in charge.
What else?
The soul is a dictatorship to my life path.
Yeah, the soul, that's what it sounds like, doesn't it? The soul is a dictatorship to my life path. Why will it not honor what I want
Why will it not honor what I want
and what I perceive to be as important?
and what I perceive to be as important?
I'm the one living here.
I am the one living here.
What else?
I can't turn my
Ooh,
back on my soul.
I can't turn my back on my soul. Yeah, I love this one. The soul thinks that fear is the main motivation.
The soul thinks that fear is the main motivation.
Mm-hmm. It does not spend a majority of its existence on the earth plane.
It does not spend the majority of its existence on the earth plane.
What are you all complaining about?
What are you all complaining about?
You just don't understand.
You just don't understand.
The soul is angry.
The soul is angry
And again, the same message, and it wants to be in charge.
and it wants to be in charge.
Let's finish this round out. That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our mind, body, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it. It is done.
So be it, it is done.
Okay. What did you get?
I don't even know if I should tell you. You know those horrific
Uh-oh.
images of like Hiroshima that have like the outline of a person? That's the image I got. The soul sending like, you're just a shadow of a spark of a thing.
Yeah. It's like the Russian doll thing, right? And we are the tiniest little Russian doll when you finally peel all the, the
Mine was a
little
bit
cups
darker, but
off.
yeah.
We are only concerned. So here's what the souls are saying, right? We are only concerned with material gain and not the big picture. Okay. What we see as important is not important at all. So you see the resistance and the pushback that's coming through here? This is not a one and done session, folks. Okay. That's what I'm getting the whole way through this. It's actually a very difficult session because there's so much resistance coming from the soul, right? All we're doing is asking it to understand. Please, soul, please will you understand the concept of time and look at how much resistance we are getting, right? We're not asking it to, like, hey, produce the winning lottery ticket, or to, whatever, make a thousand miracles happen today. We're not asking it that. All we're asking it is to do one simple thing, right? Which is to understand and value the concept of time and us as a being. And look at the amount of resistance. It's actually very alarming. No compromise. You don't know any better. You don't understand. Blah, and on and on and on and on. So
Wah,
this is
wah,
not,
wah.
yeah, it's not a one and done. No, no, no. This is going to have to be a work in progress, because going forward into the many lifetimes, you will never be Mr. Reality again. I will never be Liz again. Not like how we are, right? Because the environment, society, the time period, the soul family, the interactions, the contracts, we will never be the same people that we are again here as we are now. And yet we're just really seen as relatively unimportant. And I'm finding this a little disturbing, to be honest with you, because the way I look at it is, yeah, but we've done so much, right? Oh, so when I said that, the soul is taking all of
Jerk.
the credit for the lifetimes.
But it had
Okay.
no
Or even
part in
for
us
this.
designing it, right? It's not the whole
Well,
soul that designs it, it's a fraction of the soul that designs it. So we, as the personality, are the ones that did it all and lived it all.
right. We're the ones that have to live in and breathe and deal with it, right? We're the ones that have to worry about, are we going to be able to pay our bills at the end of the month? How am I going to get over this health problem? What choices do I need to make my life better? Am I making the right decision? Okay, we're the ones that are consumed by these things. Why are my manifestations not coming true? And yet the soul is like, meh, you know, I'm starting to realize it. This is a fascinating session. I'm starting to really understand why there's this massive miscommunication between the soul and us and what we're trying to manifest, right? Because time is nothing. So, going forward, we're really going to have to work on this. You may want to put this as part of your 369, that the soul will come up with a closing, but that the soul really understands this concept of the here and now, and that time is of the essence. And I love what somebody put, quality over quantity, because again the soul is looking at quantity, not really concerned so much about the quality. Like, I can see it, like, like when somebody like rubs their fingernails on their chest and they blow, like, yeah, you'll get over it, right? That's what the soul did to me. It was like, yeah, you'll get over it, right? You'll get over it, because we as a consciousness, we're not going into the spirit world, right? The conscious mind dies with the body here on the earth plane. So, all of these things that we think, and I agree, that are very important, right? I'm not saying they're not important, but all the things that we think that are important, whatever it means to you, that dies with us on the earth plane. That consciousness dies, right? This is where we're having issues, because we're trying to convince the soul, hey, we are important. And the soul says, well, where I'm going, you're not going. Unless the information is transferred into the soul consciousness. Now, the soul consciousness is very separate to the conscious mind. So we really have to work on this transference, this sending this information over. Yes, it is. It is important. So I'm feeling a little angry right now. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm like, I'm getting angry because it is important. There's so many things that we want to do. Um, Anything else that you got, Mr. Reality?
Well, just that you're a shadow of a thing that is
Yeah,
unimportant.
yeah, yeah. Because like, well, what do you know? You're gonna die. It's almost like the soul's like, well, you'll be long gone. The who you are as a consciousness, you'll be long gone. You may make it into the history books, okay? But what's a history book? And as we've probed and we've channeled souls that have had their names in the history books, right? Or why else will we really be channeling them other than the old time photos? Those people, I mean, when we've channeled those souls, yeah, they come through as strong as the person that they were and that we're talking about. But really, if you just look at the soul as a whole, it doesn't really matter. Do you want to come back and be so and so again? Nah, not really. Why? Because it was unimportant. Mm. All right. Let's do one more round and see what we're getting. But this is a work in progress. We may have to do a part two to this one. But I would say we need to really work on getting this over to the soul. Because like even as a consciousness, the way you have to look at the soul is that when you're having like a political argument, okay? And maybe somebody that you're trying to talk to is fiercely the opposite to what you believe, right? And you're telling them all these reasons as to why they should be on the same political side that you're on as opposed to the political side that they're on. Do you know how hard of a conversation that is? Do you know how many conversations you would have to have in order to maybe polite conversations, polite, right? Not being rude, but where you're giving, you're citing evidence and you're doing this and you're doing that to try to convince that person that your way of thinking is the right way of thinking. Think about that. And most of the time, they're so embedded in their thinking, we all do this, we're all guilty of this, that we're not flexible in our thinking. Okay. So we, no matter what you say to us, we're not budging. That's what we're dealing with. This is a hard one. All right, let's keep going. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
let go and heal.
let go and heal.
We are nothing but a shadow.
We are nothing but a shadow.
We are a very small fragment on a very long timeline.
We are a very small fragment on a very long timeline.
We are not working, mm, we are not successfully convincing the soul.
We are not successfully convincing the soul.
It is taking a firm stand against us.
It is taking a firm stand against them.
It thinks that we're asking for the world
It thinks that we're asking for the world
when we're only merely asking it to understand the concept of time.
when we're only asking it to understand the concept of time.
What we see as important is unimportant.
What we see as important is unimportant.
The soul is taking all of the credit for the lifetime.
The soul is taking all the credit for the lifetime.
It's not willing to give me any credit.
It's not willing to give me any credit.
My accomplishments are not seen as significant.
My accomplishments are not seen as significant.
Only spiritual growth and consciousness expansion.
Only spiritual growth and consciousness expansion.
The soul doesn't understand the concept of material things.
The soul doesn't understand the concept of material things.
It doesn't understand money.
It doesn't understand money.
It doesn't understand my needs.
It does not understand my needs.
It doesn't care.
It doesn't care.
Yeah, it finds us really boring.
It finds us really boring.
It's heard this 1,000 times before,
It's heard this 1,000 times before,
and we'll hear it 1,000 times again.
and we'll hear it 1,000 times again.
No amount of convincing and communicating
No amount of convincing and communicating
will make our souls change their minds.
will make our souls change their mind.
I feel good at this point. Okay, I felt that leave. I'm going to close here. I know a lot of you have dropped things in the chat, but I feel I just got the knowing to close. Okay, that part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, body, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
I'm not ignoring the chat. I just got the information that it was time to go. If we continued to go through the things in the chat, I felt we were going to end up with more resistance and more stuck energy. And then we would have to keep going and going and going and going to release it. Okay. Now, there's something that came through in that last round. On a scale of 0 to 10, how resistant is my soul to the concept of understanding time? It's a 10 plus, 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 plus. Okay. What are you going to do? There's a part of my soul that or you can even just say my being. There's a part of my being that knows how to let go and heal. All of this 10 plus, 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 plus resistance that my soul is giving me over the mere, you know, request to understand the concept of time. That part of my being is willing to inform the rest of me now. Finish out the round, go back in. On a scale of 0 to 10, how resistant is my soul now? Well, now it's a 9. There's a part of my being that knows how to let go and heal this 9 level resistance my soul is giving to me. It doesn't want to take on board my communicate, whatever it is, right? If you can't get any messages through, who cares? As long as you get the number, okay, and you know it's resistance, that will be fine. This 9 level resistance that my soul is giving me, that part of my being is willing to inform the rest of me now. You keep tapping it down to 0, 1 or 0. You can do this every day. Now, if you use this technique, okay, you must open and you must close because you are doing energy removal. Anytime you use the scaling, you must open, you must close. It's been a long time since we've used that method, okay? Maybe we'll practice it next week. But anytime you're getting a level of resistance, you scale it and then you tap it down. Scale it, tap it down. Scale it, tap it down. And you keep going. Does that mean you're finished? No. It means the next day you go back in because now you've probably uncovered some more layers. And that's what I was finding. I knew that a spirit told me if you go through that chat, Liz, you're going to uncover some more layers and some more resistance. So I had to close there due to time reasons, right? All right, let's close. Let's go optimally, easily and joyfully manifest the optimum ability to change our soul's perception to understand the sense of urgency that we all have in the here and now. Okay, let's close. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest
easily and joyfully manifest
optimum guidance,
optimum guidance,
positive emotional fulfillment,
positive emotional fulfillment,
gratitude,
gratitude,
self love,
self love,
self forgiveness,
self forgiveness,
forgiveness of others,
forgiveness of others,
and the optimum ability
and the optimum ability
for our souls,
for our soul,
sorry, the optimum ability
the optimum ability
to change our soul's perception
to change our soul's perception
and to understand the sense of urgency
and to understand the sense of urgency
that we all have
that we all have
in the here and now,
in the here and now,
in all of those wonderful spaces we just opened up.
in all of those wonderful spaces we have just opened up.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, body, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
Now I feel calm has been restored, but this certainly is not over. All right, let's take some questions.